See, that's the goal.
The problem is this season right now, I'm training them to do it.
Yeah.
Which is another chore in itself.
Yeah.
So
But once you train them,
yeah, I know. Put
they're
the time
good.
in now.
You say, we're going to learn how to mow, how to edge, how to blow, how to load the dishwasher.
You say they're good? You think they're going to be good after I teach them?
Well, eventually they will. Give them a year and
they're related to me, man. They ain't going to be good.
They might not be great, but at least it's done.
Maybe. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Paper Jacket Podcast. In today's episode, we talk with Taylor. Taylor is a graphic designer by day, but an entrepreneur by night. He actually has a side project called Peculiar Pirate, where he designs some really cool illustrations, makes some really cool t-shirts and other stickers and stuff like that, and we're going to hear all about it. I'm excited for this episode and how he shares his story about how he loves graphic design during the day, but wanted to do more at home and bring out that passion project of his. So let's get into this. What's up, Taylor? Thanks for joining our podcast today, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So for everyone who doesn't know, Taylor is actually the graphic designer at New York Ave, but that's not what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today, Taylor?
My passion project or passion brand, which is Peculiar Pirate.
Peculiar Pirate.
Yeah, it's like a clothing and goods brand centered around. It started out centering around pirate-themed apparel and stickers and pins and all that, and it's kind of grown into more of like a alternative beach kind of wear is what I like to start calling it these days.
I'm going to get into that, but before I get into that, I need to ask you, like, why you decided to do that.
Yeah, so I kind of started it because, like you said, I'm a graphic designer at New York Ave. So a lot of our clients tend to be B2B businesses, kind of your more professional businesses. So a lot of my work is layout design, website design, very, very professional looking stuff, which is great. I love it all. But when you're doing work, it's work at the end of the day, and you lose your passion. When you're doing a job, you kind of lose the passion sense, and it just becomes work. So I was I think it was my 5th year in, and I was just starting to lose kind of my passion for design and why I went into design. And I'm an illustrator, and I love to illustrate, and that's kind of what got me into graphic design. And I wasn't doing a lot of illustration work at the time, so I wanted some kind of outlet. And it's one thing to, you make stuff and you spend hours making it, you post it on social media, it gets a couple likes, and then it kind of disappears forever. And you're like, man, I spent hours on that just for it to get 5 likes and then be gone. Yeah. So I was talking to Josh, actually, the owner of New York Ave, and he kind of suggested, he's like, what if you do a passion project and you kind of do something, you carve out some time and you do something you're passionate about and something related to illustration. And I think he brought up what about like an apparel or like a t-shirt company, because you can just slap a design on a t-shirt. And so I was like, okay. So I tried that out. I started out trying to print my own shirts to save money and screen print them all, and found out that was not my thing.
Probably got to be awful.
Oh, yeah. God. I tried it for like 6 months, and it was just a nightmare. And I was like, I'm starting to lose love for this. I just want to design. I don't want to produce. So then I found a local screen printer in Longwood and started using them. And then I was able to refocus on the design work. And so that's kind of how it got started. And to this day, it's still just a passion project. I don't ever want to grow it so big that it starts becoming work. I always want it to be kind of my escape. And I've gotten to know a lot of creatives in Orlando and connect with a lot of other businesses through it. So it's been great.
It is an interesting thing for creatives where we have to sort of, everyone tells us, oh, do what you love. I actually disagree with that. I say love what you do, not do what you love. right?
Once you start doing what you love and it becomes a job, then it's work. It's no longer what you love, it's work.
Yeah, and it's not the I love what I do. So I had to change my mindset when it comes to video and stuff like that on the types of things I'm making sometimes when it's like I love what I do. Like I love what I'm doing right or in this segment over here, but my passion projects, things like that.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking before the podcast, when you're a dad of 3 kids and then also working a full-time job, I don't know what passion I have toward anything besides include them, but that's really awesome that you started this whole thing. But now let's get into the name a little bit, Peculiar Pirate.
Yeah.
Now, I know this, but I don't think our audience understands or knows your passion about pirates.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I mean, I have all my tattoos are pirate themed. I'm really into Pirates of the Caribbean. That's kind of how, not even before then, I was even passionate before that movie came out. That movie just fueled my obsession.
Yeah.
So when I was thinking about like, okay, well, I want to start a brand. I want to start a t-shirt brand doing around illustration, but when you start a t-shirt, anything, the market is so competitive. You need a niche. And so I was like, what's my niche? Like, what am I going to illustrate? What am I going to, what is my overall style going to be geared towards? And of course, it was kind of a no-brainer, pirates. Because that was my other passion. My passion, pirates and illustration. So just combine them both. So that's kind of where it started. The name, I don't even know where it came up with the name. I love a good, what's it like the PP onomatopoeia or what's alliteration? Is that alliteration? Where it's like the peculiar pirate, So it's some kind of literary term, but it's
sure.
I love any of that.
I don't know.
Like Carl's Cupcake or something.
Yeah.
But
I'm with you. I know what you're going after. Yes.
Yeah. So I love anything like that. So I was like, pirate, what? Pirate. And so my sense of style, my sense of how I illustrate, how I present myself is a little silly, a little quirky. So I was like, and I also wanted something, because going into the brand, I didn't want a regular pirate brand, because my biggest pet peeve as being someone who loves pirates is all the pirate stuff looks very similar. It looks kind of dated, kind of boring. It just all looks the same. So I wanted to make a kind of a pop culture pirate brand, something different, something with more color, more life, something a little unexpected, but still piratey. So I think that's why I was like, peculiar. It's it's something different. It's something peculiar. So Peculiar Pirate just kind of goes. So I have a lot of people now that are like, I didn't know how to spell peculiar till I had to write your name on everything. A lot of pop-ups I do and people I work with. So they're like, I know how to spell peculiar now.
Well, the t-shirt you're wearing right now, is that the logo of Peculiar Pirate, the shark?
So it's actually not.
Okay.
The logo is this guy. Brought some stickers. This guy right here.
Okay, so it is the actual pirate skull.
Yeah, it is a skull. Yeah. This is kind of I kind of treat my logo kind of like an MTV logo, where it's always different. And the nice thing is I'm an illustrator, so I can just slap some kind of illustration with the word mark and it kind of be a new version of the logo. So this is kind of like a sub version with the shark and the word type, and then the shark came from the back with the bigger illustration. But traditionally, it's this little guy, which is my little fun little skull, which again, I kind of wanted him to embody that whole peculiar look. He's a little silly. He's kind of a little...
It's a silliness factor.
Exactly.
To it.
It's not rugged.
So your style is kind of goes a little cartoonish.
A little bit, a little whimsical.
Where do you get that inspiration from? What are the things that you really enjoy that kind of inspire that look?
So I mean, from my own style, I'm very bold, bright colors, very just it's cartoony, but more it's like a punk kind of style to it.
Yeah.
And very bright, very in your face, very simple. And I actually doing this brand helped me develop a very signature style, because before this, I kind of illustrated all ranges. Like I didn't really have a style. I could do kind of more like pop, more vintage, more modern, more simple, more exaggerated, more, detailed. So I could kind of do all the things, but I kind of wanted a style. So through doing the Peculiar Pirate and drawing more and putting it on shirts, I started to look at other illustrators and kind of pick what I liked about their style and kind of bring it into my own style and kind of hone in on that and kind of develop my own little style. And so it's become very consistent now, where you see all my work for Peculiar Pirate. It all looks like it's supposed to go together, all looks the same. And it kind of goes back again to just what I love, because doing any illustration work for my day job, it's all vector based. And vector based is great, but it kind of, you lose a sense of personality to it. And I grew up kind of hand drawing and painting. That's kind of where my background is.
Well, what are you drawing on now for the digital? Are you not using Illustrator and making your stuff in vector?
So actually, I kind of start all my drawings on Procreate, and I do it all just with my pen tool and some colors. And I think when you look at like the style, you can see that inconsistency. Like nothing looks perfect, nothing looks crisp. It's got a little jagged edge, and like the lines are kind of a little wonky, but it gives it more personality, I think. So I kind of do all my illustrations in Procreate, then throw them in Illustrator, clean them up a little, vectorize them, clean them up a little bit, and then that way they're vector now, so I can scale them, and it makes the printer easier to work with.
Yeah. So how do people purchase your stuff, man?
So usually on my website, through peculiarpirate.com. And we got our name out there through doing a lot of pop-ups. So we do a lot of pop-ups around Orlando. And I'm now in a stage in the business where I'm doing a lot of wholesale. So I've gotten into a couple different retail shops. So I'm kind of trying to go that route, hit up like the surf shops, kind of places that fit the vibe. Bars, because a lot of my place we just got into is like a little bar in Orlando. Because I do a lot of like, it's usually something nautical holding some kind of alcoholic drink.
Sure.
So.
Well, I'm curious about this. You work a full-time job doing graphic design, and I know it's not the same, but you're sitting down at a computer all day doing that. What gives you the energy to then go sit at a computer, or I guess sitting down with the iPad to do this kind of stuff? Like how do you separate the two? How do you gain energy on those different ways? Like, what advice can you give to others who might be wanting to do this?
Yeah. So really, I think the iPad was a game changer for me, because when I started it, I did start doing everything in vector on Illustrator. And like you said, I work on a computer all day. I come home, and the last thing I want to do is get on a computer and work more. And that was really sucking a lot of life out of me, as like feeling like I love creating what I love creating, but having to be on that computer. But once I was like, what if I just did it in Procreate and then put it in Illustrator? And then all I had to do was a couple hours cleaning it up in Illustrator and vectorizing it. And so the iPad thing helped me, because I can be anywhere. I could be on the couch drawing on my iPad. I could be, in the DMV, or just like if I have a few moments, I could just whip out my iPad from my backpack and just do it wherever I'm at. And so, it gave me that freedom to create when I had inspiration.
Right.
And it just a little bit throughout the day. So
you just changed it up a little bit to feel like it is a different environment. And stuff,
because
like
I feel like you just find once you find what you're comfortable with, like I said, I grew up painting and drawing traditionally, so I'm very comfortable with like pen to paper.
Yeah.
So I feel like once you find that, like what you're comfortable with as a creative, that really helps bring the passion through.
What is your favorite setting to start? Like you sit down to the couch, you turn on some music, you get a drink. Like, what is the setting you like to create before you start drawing your stuff?
Really, it's like somewhere quiet. When it's just quiet, it's usually on the couch. I feel like I'm most comfortable when I'm just like, it's quiet. It's usually past 10 p.m. because like I feel like I'm most creative at like, I feel like it's a creative thing. Like you're most creative at like the wee hours of the night.
Sure.
So it's like usually late, it's quiet, the house is quiet. And yeah, I just sit down with my iPad and I just start doodling. And usually I just start doodling and it starts shaping into something and then something else. And then I usually will finish a whole piece in like one sitting. There are times when I'm like, it's not what I want, but I don't know what I want. So I'm gonna leave it and I'll come back like a couple days later and then I'll tweak it a little bit and I'll be like, okay, this is what I want. So, but most times I like sit there and I just keep drawing till I'm happy. And then I'm like, I'll put that on a shirt and call it a day.
So how are you ordering shirts now? Because you said you were doing the whole ironing thing. Like, what's the process now for getting shirts?
So right now, all my shirts are screen printed, which I love. Like I went through so many different. Like I started out screen printing myself. Then I went to direct to garment printing because it was very much affordable, but I hated the quality. So then I was like, I'm just going to bite the bullet and I'm going to invest in some screen printed shirts. And then, and now I'm, selling enough to where the business just kind of pays for itself.
Sure.
And so I can afford to like get more screen printed shirts and kind of just go that route because the quality is so nice. So I found a really good screen printer in Longwood that we use, a small company. And so I just send them every time I have a new design idea and I'm like, I want these to be made into shirts. I'll send them over the artwork. I'll be like, hey, I want, 100 shirts of these. What do you think? What's the timeline? And he's like, usually it's a couple weeks. He gets them going. I'll come pick them up and call it a day.
So you're getting all this inventory. So when someone's ordering it from online, it's coming from your home inventory.
Oh yeah,
shipping right to them.
Right from my garage.
I mean, that's great. That's cool.
Yeah, which I think is big too these days because the market is so flooded with t-shirt companies and because I do all my research now on like other t-shirt companies and what they're doing, where are they pivoting, and the direct to garment whole thing is so big these days because it's so cheap. Like you're only paying what you're when people buy something. It's not like you're not holding all this inventory, but I feel like you lose a sense of not only quality but like craftsmanship when they're making it per order. So
well, what you've done is really cool, man. And I hope this kind of gives other creatives inspiration of like, if you feel like you are doing something you love doing, but not exactly how you would do it all the time because you're appeasing to the client's wants, client's needs. They're the ones dictating what it's going to be, and you kind of want to have a little ownership of it. You can have these side projects for it simply to be a side project.
Exactly.
Not everything has to be like
the grind.
Yeah, and like you're gonna make a business out of it.
Yeah.
Have this be your full-time gig. It's like sometimes it's like, look, I like making my money over here and I like having this fun over here.
Sometimes you just need to be your own client.
Yeah. And I believe in that,
Yeah.
So I'm glad you were doing that. It's great. It was great advice that Josh gave you in that capacity to start this. I'm extremely interested in more stuff you got going on. I want to start looking at some t-shirts. Who built your website?
I did.
Well done.
Well, of course. I mean, that's my day job. Building websites, not building them, but designing them.
Yeah.
With the help of Shopify.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
If you need a website in your e-commerce, Shopify.
Shopify. All right. Well, there's a little plug there. We are not sponsored by Shopify yet.
But you could be.
Could be. Well, Taylor, thank you for your time today.
Yeah,
if you guys are interested in 𝗵𝗂𝗋𝗄𝗧, where do they go?
go to my online store, peculiarpirate.com. You can also follow us on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Peculiar Pirate.
Well, you're making the videos on TikTok?
I'm trying. It's been a struggle because again,
do you do time lapses of like recording, like you coming up with a design?
That is my favorite thing to do because I hate just like videoing myself.
Yeah.
So I just put a bunch of time lapses of like me, because another great thing of Procreate is it records your whole process.
Right.
So you can export it out and then throw it on TikTok and then do a little sound over it and talk about your process. And then boom, you have a TikTok video.
It's a fantastic social media strategy.
I try.
Well, I want to toast to a great conversation and to Peculiar Pirate.
That's right.
Thanks, man.